We are here today with Constance and Gabin from Cimalpes in La Rosiere. I'm obviously Mark from SnowOnly. We're going to have a general chat about the resort for anyone that's interested to find out a little bit about Rosiere. Constance, Gabin, over to you. Tell us a little about the resort, where you are, how is it? Love to hear from you.
Okay, so good morning. We are happy to talk about La Rosiere, which is a beautiful ski resort. It's really a balcony resort with south exposure, with a beautiful panoramic view over the valley, and it's also known as the Alpine Riviera due to the sunshine. To know more about the ski resort, it's close from Tignes and Val d'Isère, 45 minutes from Tignes and Val d'Isère, and 30 minutes from Sainte-Foy, Tarentaise, and Villaroger. It means that you can vary your skiing experience. The agency, the real estate agency, Cimalpes, is located in La Rosiere Center, because there is two neighborhoods in La Rosiere, so La Rosiere Center and Les Euchères, and so our agency is located just nearby the ski slopes in La Rosiere Center.
Okay, so you have your agency in there. What's the height of La Rosiere?
La Rosiere, it's at an altitude of 1850 meters, which guarantee a high level of snow during all the winter season from mid-December until end of April.
Okay, and what does it go up to?
Until 2,800 meters. They open in December 2018 a new sector, which is the Mont Valaisan. It means you can have more free ride skiing opportunities, but the maximum is at this altitude.
And what's the whole ski area called, and how much piste do you have there?
Yes, it's Espace Saint-Bernardo. It's so you can ski in France, in La Rosière, and in Italy, in La Thuile. And you have 155 kilometers of slopes. And it's ranked 13 on the largest ski resort in France. And we are also always in the top 3 for the snowiest resort in France.
So just so I can get some understanding, and for anyone else that's listening, so if you look at somewhere like Chamonix, which is not very easy ski and ski out, or somewhere like Tignes, as we spoke to Seb from Cimalpes, that is very ski and ski out, how does La Rosiere hold up? How does it work in terms of access coming down the slope to the ski? Are you more ski and ski out, or are you kind of sectioned away from the skiing?
It's really easy because as the two neighborhoods, Les Euchères and La Rosière, they have their own ski departures, and a lot of buildings and hotels are built nearby the ski departures. So it's easier. But you also have some other neighborhood like Le Gollet, where the more chalets are located, and you are more far from the ski departure. However, there is a ski bus that is going every 10 minutes that can bring you until the ski departure. So it depends what you're looking for. There are more apartments and hotels nearby the ski departure, and if you are living in chalet in La Rosiere Center, you will be more far from the ski departure.
So just to get some kind of understanding of the size, is everything, no matter where you buy, within walking distance, or are you still going to have to access a ski bus or have a car? How does that work?
Yes, La Rosiere is not. It's a family resort, so you can do everything by foot. You can, if you are in La Rosiere Center, you can go to Les Euchères through a forest in 15 minutes. You can go to Les Euchères. However, if you are in chalet, you will need to take your car or the ski bus.
And parking's not a problem, or how does that work?
Parking, it can be an issue sometimes
Yeah,
during school holidays. So it is
yeah,
important to find yes, an apartment or chalet that has its own garage or parking space, because it can be a bit tricky
yeah.
during school holidays.
I understand. Now, I think I've been there a while back, but I don't remember it very well. So it's good to kind of learn a little bit more. I just want to pick up on something you said earlier as being more of a family resort. I remember, am I right in saying that Ski Esprit used to have a program there for, maybe it was a
Yes,
while back. Do they still do it? I don't know if no Ski Esprit still
yes,
exists.
there are a lot. There are also, do you know Skibits? Maybe
Yes,
they have
yes.
some. Yes.
So why do you say it's? I'm interested to go down that line. Why do you say it's a family resort, and why would a family kind of be attracted to that? And just as a broader question, um, do you see a lot of families purchasing there rather than individuals?
Yeah, in La Rosiere, we have the Family Plus label, which is mean that we have a personalized welcome for families. Then we have activities for all ages, from the youngest to the oldest one. I have an example for you. It's the Extreme Luge. So it's the four-season race sledge in La Rosiere, in the forest. And so you have a 1,000-meter toboggan that you go to highest speed of 45 kilometer an hour. So it's very funny. Then we have all shops and features for all ages and for all members of family. Then children are always taken care by someone, like you have not only the ski monitors, but you have everybody that looking forward the kid. Then
Yeah. So
it's yeah.
just so I understand from that point of view, and maybe it's a little bit of a segue, but um, just before we move on, is La Rosiere more of a dual season place? It's for the whole year, is it?
I think it's a more seasonal result. Like it's very. We have a lot of work and we have a lot of people during the summer and during the winter. But
Yeah.
like in autumn or in spring, it's not. We don't have that much people. But I think it's November because the weather and everything. People like to come in La Rosière to do some hike and to go one last time in Italy from the col of the Petit Saint Bernard.
Okay. Okay. So let's just kind of move on to the real estate side of it in terms of the families as well. So as I asked before, do you see a lot more families purchasing rather than individuals? What's the kind of demographic of people that are looking to purchase in La Rosiere?
Honestly, we have the both because in fact we are very developing result like so we have different people who want to buy some apartment or house. So we have family, just to come in holidays during the winter and during the summer. But we have some couple people who want to buy a little apartment just to come I don't know for their weekend because they live in Lyon, and so it's good for them too. So honestly, we have the two kind of people.
Yeah. So what would you say? What would you say is the appeal if you were looking? Uh, if you're a typical person that's looking, let's say, at a variety of French resorts, why would you suggest La Rosière as a place to purchase for them?
Honestly, I will recommend La Rosière because the benefits of the resort is that we have a very favorable condition for the during the winter,
Yeah.
which guarantee excellent snow during all the winter from mid-December to end of April. and it's making one of the most snowiest areas in the Northern Alps, and it's reassuring customers. So people want to come, and they are sure that they're going to have some snow. And of course, the fact that we are a border resort with Italy is very a benefit too.
Can you then, I know we kind of spoke about it before, so can you expand on the border resort? Give us a little bit like the benefits of it or advantages of why it's a good thing?
It's a good thing to be in border because we have the guarantee to have snowfall during all the winter because Italy is on is north exposure, and we have La Rosiere is south exposure, so we have always some snow in one part of the resort. Then you can go do some heli-skiing in Italy. In France, you cannot do it because it's not legal. So it's a very benefit for us. And during the summer with the Col du Petit Saint-Bernard, it attracts a lot of visitors. And we have the Mont Blanc too with the tunnel. So you can go to Chamonix or Courmayeur in 1 hour. So it's very good. And we have a very large resort, and it's good for beginner and experienced skiers. And
So in terms of obviously the real estate, let's go on to the real estate because I think it's probably we've kind of covered the resort and kind of what it offers. In terms of the real estate, what kind of properties do you have on the market? You have, I assume, anywhere from studio apartments to larger chalets, leaseback properties, or outright purchases. What's the, I guess, the most favored? What are people building? What is the demand for? If you could kind of elaborate on that, that would be great.
Yes, sure. Of course, the best location will be close to the ski slopes. Everybody wants to be close to the ski slope, and in the center of the resort. However, there are neighborhoods like Le Golais, which is really famous, where they built in the 70s more than 30 chalets, and it's in the forest. It's 10 minutes walk from the city center. You need to take the ski bus. Some of the chalets are nearby a ski lift, but most of them you need to take the ski bus. And it depends what you're looking for. What has been built in the beginning of La Rosiere in the 60s were more like a big building with a small apartment, like a studio and one-bedroom apartments. And it depends on the customers what they are looking for. If the property is at the right price, and it will be the market is really liquid. So some property in 1 day they are being sold, and for the price range. You start around 5,000 for a studio in need of renovation, and you
5,000 euros a square meter.
Yes, 5,000 euros.
And just to elaborate on that, sorry, because I'm going to jump on this. 5,000 euros a square meter is in what location?
It depends.
What could you get for a 5,000 euro square meter? Are you talking somewhere that's maybe 5 minutes from the ski and ski out, or something that's literally ski and ski out?
No, really, it can be a skiing ski out studio, but like 20 square meters that really need a work of renovation. And then you can reach up 15,000 per square meter. Now in La Rosiere, but it's more for chalet or new properties with like top of the range features, like for new development. And of course, there is a huge gap between the two, but it's because it's like if it's a studio, a chalet, if it needs a work of renovation. And over the past 5 years, the price per square meter in La Rosiere has really risen thanks to the COVID. But not only, there has been the arrival of the Club Med, and when the Club Med arrive in a new ski resort, the price per square meter increase. So yes, in the last 5 years, we have seen that La Rosiere had a fast development, and it's now attracting customers from a famous resort like Tignes, Val d'Isère, because the price in La Rosiere per square meter remains reasonable, you know.
Yeah, I understand. So you touched on something earlier that you said the market is very liquid. Is it because the La Rosiere isn't so big? Is there less coming onto the market? Is there just a huge demand and obviously less supply? Why would you say it's particularly liquid at the moment?
Because there are limited number of offerings, and as the La Rosiere is constantly growing, and there is a growing demand, and we have like a huge amount of customers looking for properties, and as for now, with a limited number of offerings, so that's why properties that are really at the right price in the right location, they don't have trouble to be sold in a couple of days. But we have seen since there has been a new law, climate law that came in France in 2023. This law hunts down energy guzzling homes, and we have noticed a slight drop in demand for property that need lot of work, renovation work, and customers are more cautious, and they take their time. So, and with Cimalpes, we are lucky to work with leading developers, and that offer new development from apartment to turnkey chalet, and where buyers can invest in homes that meet the latest insulation standards.
They're more sustainable
yes,
properties.
Exactly.
So that's interesting. So at the moment, you've got people that are prepared to pay a little bit more money for their property as long as it's a sustainable property.
Yes, they don't want to be. They don't want to like deal with artisan, and because now the price per square meter to renovate a property in La Rosiere and in Savoie, it's around 2,000 per square meters. So as the market is high for chalet to renovate, for example, we are at 9,000. You buy the chalet, then you need to renovate it. So sometimes they said it's easier for us to invest in new property development, where we arrive, the apartment is brand new, and it's turnkey apartment. For them is more easy.
These new developments that are being built at the moment, are they still are they being built in the best locations, or is that taken up by the older apartments when they were built, I don't know, 20 years ago or so? Are you still getting some good locations for the new developments?
Yes, we do. We had past development La Charpenterie in the center of La Rosiere. It was 400 meters from the ski slope. It was 8 turnkey apartments. They are all sold now. We have a new program, 100 meters from the shops and 300 meters from the ski lift, which is really nice. It's 7 apartments in a big chalet, which will be delivered in December 25. And we launched this new program really in early January. And now we have the half of the program, which is already sold. So developers are looking for a place where that is close to shops and ski lift, but not only with beautiful view, and also in a quiet neighborhood.
Understood. Just to go back slightly, I'm kind of interested. So if I'm a new buyer that's considering buying a property in La Rosiere, let's say if we work at, let's say, 10,000 euros a square meter, I'm after a 50 square meter property, so something around 500,000. And as you said, properties don't tend to last that long on the market. What's my process as a buyer? What would you advise me to do in order to make sure that I don't miss out on a really good property, an opportunity that comes on the market?
To be quick.
Be quick. Yeah, but if we registered with you, for example, and gave you the criteria, then you send out when these new properties are available, and then do they need to have their, let's say if they were buying through a mortgage, do they need to have their mortgage application ready so they can move quickly, or are people that don't have their mortgage application ready are suffering that they can't move as quickly?
Of course, for also developer, it's better to have people that don't need mortgage. However, it's we have some customers that need a mortgage, but it's better to be ready and to be sure which amount we can invest so that they can secure the property. Because as there is a lot of demand in La Rosiere, people that are already prepared will pass.
I understand.
Yes,
understand.
that's
And just typically, while we're on that, and I'm a little bit of a question that I'm sure applies to many developments, but just while we're on it, what's the typical kind of process if you're buying into a new development? How much money do people have to put down to secure the unit?
If you want to secure a unit, you need to pay. It depends, but normally you need to sign a reservation contract and to pay 5% to block the property. Then
refundable?
Sorry?
Is it refundable?
Normally, if the program will go, so will succeed. But of course, if there is a problem with the construction, you can have claim back your money. However, it's not like a traditional property. You pay 5%, then you have different stages where they build the property, where you need to pay 10% more, and it's go until the delivery of the apartment of the chalet. So it can be interesting because in our last new development, Chalet Valentine, customer can claim back the VAT in every stage during the construction of the apartment.
Yeah. Thank you for the segue into the next question that I had. Obviously, with these new developments, if we concentrate on the new developments at the moment, actually, even some of the existing properties, what's the ownership structure like in terms of the leaseback and the outright purchase? If there was an outright purchase, how do people generally rent it? Are the rentals good? And are there a lot of properties that are just offering the leaseback? Can you kind of give us a little bit of your take on the market in that sense?
Yes, I think that in La Rosiere, there is a good balance between like freehold investment, like in traditional co-ownership. There are commercial lease also, like CGH, MGM, that are known, and mountain agreement for like new development. And but there is a good balance, because I know that in other resorts there are a lot of commercial lease. Here in La Rosiere you can find a mix of everything, and there are different way of managing your property in La Rosiere. There are classic real estate agency to top of the range services, like such as Cimalpes, where you have the hotel services, and there are also concierge service with standard service, like such as handing over the keys. It's all depend on the property, type of property, and also the expectation of the owners. And of course, what customers are looking for when they come in La Rosiere, it's to be close to the ski slope and to the the center of the resort. However, Some of them want to be more in a quiet neighborhood, and there are property to please everyone in La Rosiere.
Yeah. So just to go back to that one. So if people, obviously, if you take a normal leaseback property that is like, for example, with someone like MGM, then they will take care of the concierge, the rentals, they will lease back the property, you get your allocated amount of weeks covered. Yeah. Okay, that's fine, no problem. In terms, as you said, for your classical, more freehold purchase, because we through SnowOnly we get a lot of people going, they don't want it to be restricted to a leasehold property, but they maybe want to use it for 3 weeks in winter and maybe 4 weeks in summer. So as an option for them, they can list this with Cimalpes and you will rent it, or you will just provide the service and concierge for them.
Actually, we will work with traditional apartment and a chalet without rental obligation, but we also work with mountain agreements because mountain agreements, it depends on the developers because it's the developer that go to the town hall. And here it's Mont-Valaisan. And here for last program, they need to put during 20 years, they need to open the planning of the booking during winter season and summer season, but they can also come when they want. Commercial lease is different, is more strict. You really have your weeks, like 2 weeks in winter, 2 weeks in summer. And then you cannot go into the apartment. You cannot change all the furniture if you're tired of the sofa, for example. So I will be pleased to explain everything for customer that wanted to know more, because the mountain agreements, it's every developer can manage it. It's not always the same.
Okay, understood. So anyone that's listening, if you're interested, then speak to you, no problem at all.
With pleasure, I will be pleased to explain. And with Cimalpes, we will work with more mountain agreement and traditional cornership. We can manage all the booking of this kind of property, but not commercial lease as it's managed by CGH and MGM.
Understood. So I think we've kind of covered the resorts. We've kind of got a rough idea of price square meter and an understanding of the resort. And obviously we've covered kind of the rentals. What do you kind of see for is there much thought in terms of the development of the whole ski area and the properties? What do you see the next maybe 10 or 15 years looking like in the resorts? Is there any thought process to more infrastructure, things that aren't working that are going to be made better? If you're looking from an investment point of view, how do we get to a point where we see the price constantly moving forward? What are your thoughts?
My thought is that La Rosiere closely followed the trend of Val d'Isère, but with a 10-year delay in terms of price and development. So we can imagine that in the next 10 years, we'll be focused on the development of the resort with the ski lift, but with more infrastructure like restaurants, hotels, shops. The price for sure it's going to follow the suit with the price of the square meter. Then all these things.
What do you see? Sorry to interrupt. What do you see as the eventual? Where can you see the price per square meter going? Like what kind of heights do you think it can reach?
We think that as Gabin said, as we follow trend of Val d'Isère, we don't know if we will have like a chalet at 13,000 per square meter. We hope, but. As we can see that in the last 5 years, some properties have doubled their value. So we hope that we can achieve this kind of price per square meter.
I think the sellers probably hope that as well, don't they?
Yes, the owner. This is why it's good to invest. I think it's still interesting to invest now because as the result is really there is a high development in the resort. Even in 2 years' time, the price per square meter, especially in the new development, will continue to rise.
And not just the developments. Are you seeing the facilities changing a lot? Then
Yes.
Are you seeing different shops coming in, different restaurants coming in? I don't know, ski hire shops being upgraded.
Yeah, exactly. The price per, for example, for the ski lift also, as La Rosiere is renewing their ski lift, maybe they will increase the price for this and for the equipment. Some new shop are opening, restaurants. Maybe now in the next years we'll have a 1-star Michelin restaurant. We don't know. We hope. So,
I assume you two live there, do you? I haven't
yes.
even asked. You live there. So I'm kind of always interested, for someone that lives there, I assume all year round, what kind of, without diving too much into your personal life, but how is La Rosiere for you guys to live? What kind of things are available? Is it limited, or is it kind of captures your attention for the whole year round? In terms of, I always have this thing, I've lived in quite a few countries where you have, obviously, if you have children, you need the school. If you have into exercise, you need your exercise and the housing. How does that all work for someone that lives there full time, that someone maybe wanted to purchase and maybe spend 6 months in resort at least?
Yes, I think that you have school in La Rosiere. So for family that have children, it's fine. It's good to know that we are only 20 minutes from Bourg-Saint-Maurice. So it's if you need to go to shops, because during like May and September, November, the resort is closed in La Rosiere. So we are close to Bourg-Saint-Maurice, where there is the hospital, restaurant, all the shops open a whole year time, and you need to enjoy the nature, of course, to do hike, because if you don't like nature, of course there are not no theater or cinema during a whole year long, but for me, I love this life because we work during all the years, and we can see the different seasons. Personally, I like also the fall season, just before the winter season, because the Col du Petit Saint-Bernard is still open until end of October, beginning of November, depending on the snow. So you can go to Courmayeur and Chamonix. There is always something to do. Of course, you need to take your car, but it's La Rosiere it's a great playground if you like nature.
Yeah, I think it's really important that you mentioned how close you are to Bourg-Saint-Maurice, obviously with the hospitals and the shops. Obviously, for people that are going to spend any time in any resort, I think having those things accessible is so important.
Yes, it's the accessibility is important, and also we have shuttle that go from Geneva or Lyon airport until Bourg-Saint-Maurice, and at Bourg-Saint-Maurice you also have a shuttle that go into La Rosiere tourist board. So the accessibility is fine, and it depends. If you want to come by train, by car, by bus, you will always find something to go up to La Rosiere.
Wonderful. Just out of interest, what's your closest airport?
It's approximately the same. You have one in Chambéry. Yeah, one in Chambéry, but the Geneva and Lyon are like 2 hours, 20-30 minutes. It depends on the traffic.
Yeah. So nothing so bad.
No, it's quick.
And in terms of obviously living there, in terms of food prices, etc., all reasonably affordable, is it?
think it's reasonable.
It's reasonable. However, we need to not forget that we are in a ski resort and even in Bourg-Saint-Maurice, so the price of vegetables and everything, yes, everything is a bit more expensive. But I mean, we have the quality of life, so
yeah. Just my final question. It's always funny when we're talking about these ski resorts that 35 minutes goes past in a flash. I'm always interested in kind of about. I know it's a very silly question, but in terms of the Wi-Fi and for someone that lives there, I know in my experience in some ski resorts you used to have these pocket Wi-Fi's. I don't know if they still have them. Is it pretty good in the Rosiere?
it's we have the fiber now that is that has already arrived in La Rosière, and not in everywhere, but they are doing work to make it available for everybody. So of course I think it's great, but during school holidays sometimes in the evening the data can be a bit tricky, but here in the agency we have the fiber, and it's fine.
Working.
Yes, we can work.
Good. I'm glad. Guys, it was so wonderful absolutely talking to you about this. Really, really interesting. I think I think the Rosiere is a really interesting one, especially with the altitude and, as you said, the border station, obviously access to Italy, the price per square meters, really interesting. So for anyone that's listening on this podcast, we'll put some links below to be able to contact you. Just one more thing. How much property, just to kind of finish off, and then we'll kind of leave you to it. How much property is on the market at the moment? How many units do you generally have? I guess my question is how big is the market? If you look at somewhere like Chamonix, is always a really good example. It's such a huge market in terms of property. In La Rosiere, how many properties are even available at the moment?
To buy, you mean?
Yeah.
On the market, yes. At our agency, because we have around 15 property available between apartment and chalet, but we have also property off market, meaning that customers they need to call us, and we can also present some great opportunities and chalet, off market chalet. So
as we said, there's not a huge amount of property available, is there? So if something does come up, I guess there's a concerted, not concerted, like a good feeling from you guys, the fact that it isn't a saturated market of properties that are constantly selling. You don't have hundreds and hundreds, so then obviously the price is forced down. You have a very kind of small amount of properties, so this can turn over quite quickly all the time, which is pushing the price up a little bit.
Yes, exactly. That's what we have, and also just to say something. So we are located in La Rosière, but we work in the market of La Rosière, but not only. We work on Villaroger and in Sainte-Foy-Tarentaise. It's good to know that our agency in La Rosière, we can find some apartment and chalet for customers. I know that English-speaking customer also like Sainte-Foy, so do not hesitate to contact us for Sainte-Foy.
Perfect. What a wonderful time to leave on. Guys, thank you very much for your time, your knowledge. How long have you been in La Rosiere?
Me for 8 years now.
Okay, so absolutely wealth of knowledge there. I will put all the contact details below to contact you guys. Thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
One last one. Sorry, I have one last question. What's the snow like at the moment?
We have a big snowfall for the moment since Sunday. I think we've took 30 centimeters of snow like just in 24 hours. So it's going to be great. And tomorrow we have a beautiful weather. So I think it's going to be great for the clients.
Yes.
Okay. So to be fair, you don't want to be talking to me anymore. You want to be out on the slopes. I understand.
We have some work.
I understand. It's a good job. All right, guys. Thank you very much for your chat.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Thank you.
Speak soon. Bye.
Bye.